Hello and welcome to this section on encryption and security. I'm super excited to have you here on board because we will cover off all the fundamentals that you need to know to be very comfortable with all topics relating to encryption and security in AWS. So let's dive into it. Here we've got encryption keys as our first starting point. What are encryption keys and how do we use them? Well, let's say we have this sensitive information we want to encrypt. We want to protect it. It's a phrase that says CloudWolf students pass their exams with ease. Well, in order to protect it, we need an encryption key. What is an encryption key? Well, an encryption key has some meta information about it, like date when it was created, which account it belongs to, which users are allowed to access it, like a policy and so on. But the main thing that it has is key material. And key material is nothing more than just a string of bits, a string of data, which is then used to encrypt other data. In this case, we have a very short, simple string of 1011, just for illustration purposes. Then we would use this key to encrypt the data, and we would get some unreadable form on the right over here. Basically, if somebody gets access to this, they won't be able to tell what the data is saying. But if you have the key, then you can decrypt it and get the original information back out. Now, sometimes the same key is used, and those types of algorithms are called symmetric algorithms, when the same key is used for encryption and decryption. But if one key is used for encryption and a different key is used for decryption, then those types of algorithms are called asymmetric, and both exist, and both are supported in AWS. Now, in terms of encryption algorithms, there are quite a few. There's a very simple one called the XOR Cipher, and we'll talk about a bit more about it just now. It is not really used for serious encryption. It's used more for illustrative and educational purposes. Then there's the AES, or the Advanced Decryption Standard, and it's quite sophisticated. It uses the XOR cipher. It also moves things around and does certain manipulations with your data to make it really hard to crack, and it's a very sophisticated or very strong and reliable algorithm. Then there's the RSA. So the first two, XOR and AES, are symmetric algorithms. RSA is a type of asymmetric algorithm. It uses prime numbers. It's very elegant when you look into it, very interesting to read about, and it's also very secure. And another one, a highly secure algorithm called the elliptic curve cryptography. It's another asymmetric type of encryption algorithm. Now, you don't need to know these for the exam. I'm just sharing them here so that you know that there's lots of them out there. These are just a few examples, and any kind of different algorithm can be applied to a different situation. But again, you don't need to know them for your exam. In terms of encryption, let's have a look at how this works. Let's say you have the word cloud. You want to encrypt it. Well, you'll need to write it out in binary form, and then you'll take the key that you have, and you'll replicate it many times. You'll write it out in repeat until you match the input or the length of the input in binary form. Then you apply the XOR operator, and you'll get a result as an output. And just so that so we're all clear and all on the same page, we're going to look at this in a bit more detail. We're going to look at exactly how this is applied so that it's very clear in our minds going forward. So here's the word cloud. Here is its binary representation. Then we write out our key many times until it matches the input. And then we apply the XOR operation as per the table on the right. And basically what that means is if two bits or two inputs are different, 0 and 1 and 1 and 0, then the result is a 1. If the two inputs are the same, 0, 0 or 1, 1, the result is a 0. That's how the XOR operator works. We get a result. This is this word in binary form. And that's all there is to it. That's how an encryption key is applied. And of course, this is a very simple algorithm. In AES or RSA, it's much more complicated than that. But that's effectively, in a nutshell, how it works. And when you want to decrypt, you take your word, your encrypted information in binary form, and again apply the XOR operator with the same key. And you can check this for yourself. If you do that, you will get your original word back. Basically, the XOR operator is the reverse operator for itself. Very cool feature. So there you go. That's all there is to encryption. That's all you need to know. You won't be asked much about the fundamentals of encryption on the exam, but it is very useful to know these things for the upcoming tutorials. So you're very clear, or we're very clear on what we are discussing and how things work. Here's a quick summary of what we discussed. I look forward to seeing you back here next time. And until then, enjoy the cloud.